Dexter Morgan killed hundreds of people throughout his life, and in this video we're going to go through every single person who knew he was a serial killer in New Blood and Resurrection. From his own son Harrison discovering the truth in the snow-covered forest of Iron Lake, to Angel Batista's tragic pursuit of justice in New York City, to the twisted billionaire Leon Prater and his serial killer club. By the end, only 5 people remain alive who knew Dexter's secret. Kurt Caldwell, the wealthy pillar of Iron Lake society, realized early on that Dexter had murdered his son Matt and burned the body in an industrial incinerator. He discovered this after finding the titanium screws used to repair Matt's broken leg, screws that survived the intense heat. Kurt may have not used the words Bay Harbor Butcher, but he absolutely knew Dexter was a serial killer. Kurt's own dark secret, that he was a serial killer who had been murdering runaway women for decades and preserving their bodies in glass cases in an underground bunker, put him on a collision course with Dexter. After Dexter killed Matt in self-defense, Kurt plotted elaborate revenge, eventually kidnapping Harrison and strapping him to a kill table, planning to murder him as payback for Matt's death. Dexter stopped Kurt before he could kill Harrison. The confrontation culminated in Kurt bound to Dexter's kill table. Kurt taunted Dexter about his so-called justice code, calling it bullshit even as Dexter explained that Kurt preyed on innocent women while Dexter only killed those who deserved it. Dexter drove a knife into Kurt's chest, ending his 30-plus year reign of terror. Harrison witnessed this kill and helped Dexter dismember Kurt's body on Christmas Day in the underground bunker. Kurt knew Dexter killed Matt and that Dexter was a murderer, but remained unaware of Dexter's real name or his past as the Bay Harbor Butcher, knowing him only as Jim Lindsay. If you thought Kurt's knowledge of Dexter was dangerous, wait until you see how Dexter's own son grappled with his father's dark secret. Harrison's Morgan discovery of his father's secret unfolded gradually throughout Dexter New Blood, beginning when Dexter rescued him from Kurt Caldwell's underground kill room. At first, Harrison believed his father simply captured dangerous people without killing them. That illusion shattered when Harrison pieced together that Dexter had killed Wiggles the Clown years earlier during his childhood. When Harrison asked how many people Dexter had killed, the answer was staggering, in the hundreds. Despite this, Harrison seemed tentatively willing to accept his father's twisted code, even helping dispose of Kurt Caldwell's body after witnessing Dexter stab him to death. The sight of his father methodically dismembering Kurt's corpse clearly shook Harrison, but he didn't walk away. Not yet. The breaking point came when Dexter admitted to killing Sergeant Logan, an innocent man who had shown Harrison nothing but kindness. Logan's death violated everything Dexter had taught about the code. A horrified Harrison accused his father of caring nothing about justice. In the snow-covered field outside of Iron Lake, Harrison raised his rifle, and following Dexter's own instructions, shot his father through the chest. Years later in New York City, Harrison gave in to his own dark urges and murdered Ryan Foster, a hotel predator, using techniques Dexter had taught him. When Angel Batista questioned him about his father being the Bay Harbor Butcher, Harrison stayed silent while experiencing haunting visions of guilt. After Dexter tracked Harrison down, very much alive after 10 weeks in a coma, the two eventually reconciled. Harrison became far more accepting of his father's activities in Resurrection. He helped subdue Leon Prater in the finale when Prater held them both at gunpoint, using the syringe of a sedative Dexter had given him as protection, plunging it into Prater's chest. By the season's end, Dexter admitted he needed Harrison as a strategic partner, confidant, and friend. While Harrison's relationship with his father secretly evolved, the woman who nearly exposed Dexter made a very different choice. Angela Bishop went from being Dexter's girlfriend to nearly exposing him as the Bay Harbor Butcher, all while serving as Iron Lake's police chief. At a police conference in New York, Angel Batista made an offhand comment about Deborah Morgan and her brother's son Harrison. The pieces started falling into place. Dexter had been lying about his identity the entire time. Her suspicions intensified after Miles O'Flynn described how Dexter had poked him in the neck with a needle. Angela discovered an identical mark on Jasper Hodges' neck during his autopsy, along with ketamine in his system. She began researching ketamine-related homicides in Miami, eventually connecting Dexter Morgan to the Bay Harbor Butcher case. The evidence kept mounting. Anonymous titanium screws matching Matt Caldwell's leg injury appeared in her mailbox. She found identical screws in Dexter's burned cabin rubble. When she arrested Dexter for Matt's murder, she contacted Batista in Miami, threatening extradition to Florida, where the death penalty awaited. But Angela's investigation took an unexpected turn after Dexter told her where to find Kurt Caldwell's underground bunker filled with preserved bodies, including her best friend Iris. When she discovered Logan had been killed during Dexter's escape, she found Harrison standing over Dexter's seemingly lifeless body in the snow. What do you think about Angela's decision to cover for Dexter after everything she discovered? Comment down below. Angela made a calculated decision. She told Harrison to leave immediately, gave him money, and altered the crime scene to look like she had shot Dexter in self-defense, protecting Harrison from prosecution. Dexter survived and spent 10 weeks in a coma. During that time, Angela left Iron Lake with her daughter Audrey, Before leaving, she sent Dexter an envelope with a photo of herself and Iris. The note read, "We're even. Now get the hell out of Iron Lake." She recanted her Bay Harbor Butcher allegations, pinned Matt's murder on Kurt, and claimed Logan attacked Dexter first. Angela does not appear in Dexter Resurrection. Showrunner Clyde Phillips confirmed she will not be returning, having helped cover up Dexter's past and moved on with her life. While Angela walked away from the truth, Dexter's oldest friend could not let it go. Angel Batista's journey from Dexter's best friend to his relentless hunter represents one of the most tragic arcs in the entire franchise. In the New Blood finale, Angela Bishop called Angel to discuss identical ketamine injection marks connecting the Bay Harbor Butcher to recent Iron Lake deaths. When Angela sent him a photo of herself with Dexter, the shock was immediate. Dexter Morgan was alive. Batista couldn't let it go. He retired from his position as captain of Miami Metro Police Department to pursue his former friend full-time, dedicating every waking moment to bringing Dexter to justice. Like Dokes and LaGuerta before him, his single-minded focus left everyone skeptical. Detective Claudette Wallace and the NYPD detectives viewed him as obsessed, maybe even mentally unstable. Dexter successfully manipulated events, causing Batista to grow increasingly desperate as his credibility crumbled. In episode 9, Touched by an Angel, Batista spotted Dexter meeting with Leon Prater at a restaurant. Desperate and losing NYPD support, Batista approached Prater at his mansion to warn him about Dexter. When Batista revealed that Dexter was actually the Bay Harbor Butcher, Prater didn't call the police. Instead, he was thrilled by the revelation. If you thought Batista's obsession would lead to Dexter's capture, you're about to see just how wrong that assumption was. Prater had Batista kidnapped and strapped to a kill table inside his private vault. When Dexter arrived, Prater made him an offer: kill Angel Batista, and Prater would become his benefactor, supplying serial killers from all around the world. Dexter refused. Instead of using the knife to kill Batista, he cut through his restraints, hoping they could work together against Prater. But Batista's rage was too strong. The moment he was free, he attacked Dexter, wrapping his hands around his throat. "This is for Dokes and Maria. Your bullshit has to stop." Seconds later, Prater fired 5 bullets into Batista's back. In his final moments, Dexter tried to offer peace. "I didn't kill Maria or Dokes. I may be the Bay Harbor Butcher, but I didn't kill them." Batista's response was cold and final. "It was your fault, and now I'm dying because of you, just like they did." With his last breath, Batista looked Dexter in the eyes. "Dexter Morgan, you." Personally, we think that Batista's death was one of the most heartbreaking moments in the entire franchise. What do you think about how they handled this character? Let us know in the comments. Leon Prater was a billionaire venture capitalist who hid a disturbing obsession with serial killers behind his public image of charitable work. With his help of head of security Charlie Brown, Prater invited serial slayers to his Manhattan mansion for exclusive dinner parties where they could share their craft. Among Prater's guests was someone he believed to be the elusive Dark Passenger killer. In reality, it was Dexter impersonating Ronald Red Schmidt after killing the real Dark Passenger. As Dexter gradually eliminated Prater's collection of killers, Prater felt that he made a genuine connection with Red, eventually discovering that the Dark Passenger had a son named Harrison. Learning Dexter's true identity from Angel Batista, that Red was actually Dexter Morgan, the Bay Harbor Butcher, it left Prater ecstatic rather than frightened. He offered to become Dexter's benefactor, providing files on serial killers from across the globe in exchange for one simple price: kill Angel Batista. When Dexter refused and freed Batista instead, Batista's vendetta proved too strong and he attacked Dexter. Prater shot Batista multiple times in the back, then trapped Dexter inside his vault, planning to let him die of starvation over 3 days. What Prater hadn't accounted for was Batista's cell phone, which Dexter used to call Harrison for help. Harrison infiltrated Prater's annual NYPD gala disguised as a waiter, eventually helping Dexter crack the vault code. Just as they were about to escape, Prater discovered Harrison and held him at gunpoint. Harrison used the syringe of M99 sedative that Dexter had given him, plunging the needle into Prater's chest in the exact spot where he shot his father at the end of New Blood. Prater collapsed unconscious. Dexter set up a kill table for Prater inside the vault itself. When Prater awoke, strapped down and terrified, all his earlier confidence had vanished, replaced by desperate pleas. Dexter drove his knife into Prater's chest and watched him take his final breaths. After dismembering Prater's body, Dexter stole his yacht and dumped the remains in the waters near the Statue of Liberty. Speaking of Prater's killer club, several other members learned Dexter's secret before meeting their own ends. But before we continue, make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss any future Dexter content. Lowell Salan, known as the tattoo collector for his obsession with collecting tattooed human skin, became aware of Dexter's identity as a serial killer through Prater's gatherings. Lowell believed that Dexter was Ronald Red Schmidt, the Dark Passenger killer. Before killing Lowell, Dexter specifically revealed to him the truth, that he wasn't Red at all, but rather the Bay Harbor Butcher. This revelation came as Dexter's final truth before ending Lowell's life, making Lowell one of the few members who learned Dexter's actual identity. While Lowell learned the full truth before he died, another member of Prater's club never got that far. Mia LaPierre, a renowned sommelier known in the killer community as Lady Vengeance, initially drew Dexter's interest to the point to where he seriously considered revealing his true identity to her. Their connection seemed genuine, based on mutual understandings of their dark urges. Instead of following through with honesty or murder, Dexter chose a middle path. He manipulated evidence and had her arrested by the NYPD, framing Mia for Ryan Foster's murder. Before she could reveal what she knew about Dexter to authorities, a federal prison guard bribed by Charlie murdered Mia in her cell, staged it to look like suicide. Mia died believing that Dexter was the dark passenger, never learning his true identity as the Bay Harbor Butcher. Gareth Pike operated as half of the Gemini Killer alongside his identical twin brother, also named Gareth. The Gemini Killer's signature was murdering victims in pairs, crimes so notorious that they inspired films and books. Both twins became aware of Red's identity as a serial killer through Prater's group. After Dexter killed one Gareth and staged self-defense at Prater's mansion, he tracked down the surviving twin. The second Gareth followed Dexter back to his apartment and attacked him. Dexter subdued the twin and secured him to a kill table, following his usual ritual. The twin awoke while Dexter was cutting his cheek for the blood slide trophy. Given his knowledge of other serial killers and their methods, it's highly possible the twin realized in those final moments that he was at the mercy of the Bay Harbor Butcher rather than just the dark passenger, though he was gagged and couldn't speak. Before killing the second Gareth, Dexter revealed the truth that he was the Bay Harbor Butcher, making both twins among the few who had learned his real identity. Charlie Brown served as Leon Prater's head of security throughout Dexter's resurrection. A former special ops operator, she was aware of Dexter's serial killer status under his Red Schmidt cover identity, and stood beside Prater when he learned from Angel Batista that Red was actually Dexter Morgan, the Bay Harbor Butcher. Despite facilitating Prater's twisted serial killer club, Charlie clearly harbored disgust for the killers themselves. She killed Keith Bauer, the Canton clubber, with brutal efficiency, beating him to death with his own spiked baseball bat. Her motivation wasn't bloodlust, but something far more human. Prater was paying for her mother Mildred Brown's cancer treatments, leveraging Charlie's love to ensure her loyalty. When Charlie intimidated Harrison, Dexter threatened her directly, revealing that every action she'd taken had been on Prater's orders because he held her mother's life in his hands. In the finale, when Dexter revealed that Prater had been keeping blackmail files on her, including evidence she paid a prison guard to murder Mia LaPierre, Charlie realized that Prater had never trusted her. She confronted Prater, quit, and made it clear that she would go scorched earth if he came after her or her mother. Charlie left New York City, with her mother to start over somewhere else. She remains one of the 5 people alive who knows Dexter's secret, leaving the door open for her possible return in future seasons. Al Jolly, also known by his alias Al Walker, and nicknamed the Rapunzel Killer for strangling women with their own ponytails, became aware of Dexter's identity as a serial killer through Leon Prater's exclusive dinner parties. Al witnessed Dexter murder Gareth Pike in what was staged to look like self-defense during a confrontation at Prater's mansion, and escaped, becoming Dexter's next victim by leaving town early, sensing the danger closing in around him. However, Dexter later found Prater's extensive file on Al after killing Prater and ransacking his vault. This file gave Dexter a second chance at hunting Al, setting him up as a target for future seasons. Al remains one of only 5 people alive who knows Dexter is the serial killer, though he believes that Dexter is Ronald Red Schmidt, the Dark Passenger, rather than Dexter Morgan, the Bay Harbor Butcher, completely unaware of this target's true identity and past. Don't forget to drop a comment to let us know what you thought about all these characters. And that's every single person who knew Dexter's secret in New Blood and Resurrection. If you made it this far, make sure you're subscribed and check out our video on how Angel Batista saw Dexter to see his full journey from Dexter's best friend to his greatest threat. And we'll see you in the next video.